Difference between a participatory note and a promissory note. So we often confuse when we say P note. So what is a P note? A P note is a participatory note, very different from a promissory note. So let's understand a promissory note. Promissory note is nothing but IOU. That means I actually owe certain amount to you, and this is a financial instrument that is written as a statement that I am having so much amount due and that I need to pay the party XYZ on a future date or by a future date, and this is the amount that I have to quote. So in the next section we would understand a typical layout of a promissory note. It has usually the principal amount, the interest rate that has to be cited, the maturity date and the date of issuance. All companies, be it the companies, be it the individuals, work on the basis of promissory notes, either from one of the individuals or from the banks in certain cases, and their willingness to repay the amount is shown through the promissory note. So in a technical example, we have a promissory note here. The place of residence where the person belongs and the date in which the promissory note is there. I, person so XYZ, agree and promise to pay the payee name, the amount of rupees, dollar, euro, whatsoever is within this period and at a rate of so and so, and then you have the maker's signature. Now under this, what is important? The maker's name, who is providing that promissory note, the payee who would be paying it, and the amount and the rate of interest at which it would be given. So this is a very simple way to understand it. Now we have a very simple demonstration and an example here. Here is an industry. Now this industry produces numerous goods. Now these goods are sold in the market, but they are already provided into the market, but the cash amount from the market is still not collected. So what happens is the company becomes low on cash. The company is constantly supplying the finished product but is not able to get the cash back from the market. So the company's finances would crunch. Now, when the company's finances would crunch or company would be running low on cash, what the company can do? The company can ask the creditors to accept a promissory note. Now this company would tell that this is the promissory note, I owe you so and so amount, and this is the time frame in which the company would say that I would repay you, because when the company has brought the product into market, the company has taken amount or cash from the market. Now the company has already supplied the product in the market, but the company has not received the inward cash. So company is not getting the cash back, and since the company is not getting the cash, it is unable to pay its creditors. And since it's unable to pay the creditor, what the company can do? Company can give a promissory note that after so many duration or after so much duration, I would pay the given amount. Or in case the company can also ask the bank to issue a promissory note saying that the company can take the amount from the bank, pay back its creditors, and give a promise to the bank that this would be the amount when the company would pay back to the bank. So there can be either the note that can be issued to the creditor or by the bank to the industry. So that is how we function on a on a promissory note. Now promissory note is also important because this promissory note, as we mentioned, can be between two. One can be between the industry and the creditor. So company can give a promissory note to the creditor and say that accept this promissory note for now, and this is the time duration I would pay. Or company can take a promissory note from the bank, take the money and give it to the creditors, and then repay the bank in the said duration. So either of those can function as a part of the promissory note. So as mentioned, it's a financial instrument which simply means I owe you. However, what are participatory notes? Participatory notes are P notes. They are also known as the P notes or the PNs. So PNs or P notes are basically the financial instruments which are used to invest in the Indian securities even without registering with the guidelines of SEBI, that is the Securities and Exchange Board of India. That means a foreign investor can buy the funds in India and has not to register with the Securities Exchange Board of India, that is the SEBI. Now these notes are among the group of investments which are being considered as a offshore derivative instruments, and two of the banks, Citibank and Destitutes banks, are among the biggest issuers of the participatory notes. So participatory notes, I explain again, are the financial instruments which are made by the foreign investors in India without having a mandatory requirement to get registered with the Securities Exchange Board of India. So they can invest in the Indian securities without registering, and Citibank and Destitutes Bank are two of the important banks or the issuers of P notes in India. So these foreign investors investing in India usually find this as one of the ways to invest in Indian securities without registering in India, and therefore participatory notes are very different from promissory notes. Don't confuse that P notes are participatory notes and not promissory notes. A very important concept in economics. We would be covering many further lectures in economics. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful day ahead.